Okay, so welcome back for another episode of NBA 2K11. And first game wraps up the first game of the day where the Boston Celtics defeat the Miami Heat in a 7-point victory, 99 to 92 for Boston. Ray Allen 29 points, Rajon Rondo 21, Pierce 17, Garnett 10, Robinson 6, O'Neal 6, and the rest of the Boston Celtics. At the other hand, for Miami, LeBron James 23, Chris Bosh 20, Wade 17, Haslam, and Mike Miller 8, and the rest are those Miami Heat players. So that will wrap things up for the first game of the season. And coming up next, second game, the night of the defending back-to-back champions, Los Angeles Lakers will begin their tip-off their 2010 campaign against the three injuries of the Houston Rockets. It was Yao Ming and Luis Scola. For this game, Lakers, we're gonna use the white jersey instead, so while the Rockets gonna use the red. So for ready to start the tip, going setting Kevin Harlan here at the Staples Center in LA. Tip up just moments away in LA. You know what? I'm gonna go for yellow. So we're not gonna use the white. So we're gonna go yellow first. We're gonna start our tip off and let's get started. Enjoy! Tip off now!
Tuesday night in the NBA, a dominant young swingman scorer, Kevin Martin and the Houston Rockets go up against the LA Lakers and their towering big man, Pau Gasol. Houston, Los Angeles, up next.
Blitz there of Rick Adelman. Some final instructions for his team. The Rockets are out of Houston to take on their Western Conference rival in today's game. It's the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg. They'll play this one here in Los Angeles before the Lakers head back to the road. And the Houston starting five. Luis Scola at the power forward and Big Yao Ming in the middle. Brooks and Martin manning the backcourt. And Battier. And for the Lakers, Artest and Powell in the forward slots. Fisher and Kobe man the backcourt, and Bynum. The Rockets, Clark, played last season without Yao Ming. That is a huge loss for them.
Yeah, both figuratively and literally when you talk about what he means to that team. And despite that, they missed out on the playoffs, but they still had a winning record overall.
Now here's Scola. And here's Battier. Martin the pass to Scola. And off the glass as he lays that one up and in. Here's Fisher. Pass to Kobe. The outside leaner. Martin knocks it away. And for the Rockets, they have to be proud the way they strike through that season, held it together, and like we said before, finished with a plus 500 record.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Kevin, because this team really maxed out what it was capable of, considering the injuries and the lack of personnel they had on a regular basis.
We'll go to Doris Burke now, who spoke with head coach Phil Jackson. Doris, what do you have to say?
Kevin, Coach had a Cheshire Cat grin on his face when I asked him about the prospect of taking on this kind of defensive-minded team. He said, yeah, that reputation has been earned for good reason, but that doesn't mean we just pack it in. We're going to attack them just like we would anybody else. Get the feeling he wants to have some success against this group. Gentlemen?
Thanks, Doris. Clark, so much for advanced scouting.
Sometimes that's a false prophecy, though, and you have to adjust to what the other team is coming out and running.
And seeing Kobe out there, you think about how he signed a 3-year contract extension last season.
Yeah, I think the deal made sense for both him and the Lakers, Kevin. Another window for a championship is certainly open, and they feel like they can get it done a few more times under his leadership.
Pass to Bynum. Yao's there. Throws it up. The shot's good from Bynum. Bynum's got his first 2 points.
He is an absolute beast off the low block. And whoever's guarding, I feel sorry for him.
And the next collective bargaining agreement may limit the size of contracts that Clark, a lot of the players, Kobe included, want to lock those contracts in right now.
Yeah, it certainly gives you a sense of maybe having some control in an environment where there is some economic uncertainty right now.
Makes a lot of sense.
Hoping to force some turnovers, they switched to the half-court track.
And that one's good from Fisher.
Well, it looks like we're going to be going back and forth with these threes all game long. I'm down.
Artest. Stoll kicks to Martin. 13 feet out. And Houston again with the bucket.
He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
So it's the Lakers now. Trailing by 2. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston.
One of several shots they'll get. 2 more scheduled meetings between these two teams.
Gasol is good. Here's Brooks. 2:19 left in the first. Pass to Battier. Now Scola. Kobe with the steal. Picked up by Battier. Bryant. Thrown back. Fresh set of games here. They'd like to go up 1-0 and make a statement.
Starting off the series with the win, the pressure's on the other team next time you meet. It's a good position to be in when you can get that first one.
Here's Kobe. Covered by Martin. Bryant pitches to Gasol. Back to Bryant. He's against Martin. And there's Kobe. He's good on the assist by Gasol. Kobe's got his second basket of the night. And now the first timeout call here for the Rockets. You know, one of the stories last season, Clark, in the playoffs for the Lakers was after that early scare to the Thunder of Oklahoma City in the first round, the Lakers really tuned it up in the playoffs. And in fact, it was that Game 5, they kind of rebooted, they kind of found themselves.
Yeah, they certainly did. Sometimes you have to have your back against the wall. You got to go through that crucible of almost losing an important game in the playoffs to be able to get your second win and to gain that extra wave of confidence. And that's kind of what happened with the Lakers. I mean, anytime you face a team like the Thunder that has the leading scorer in the league in Kevin Durant, you know it's not going to be easy. And the Lakers saw that to be true, and yet they were able to work. Through that.
Thunder had those young legs.
And a lot of confidence,
Yes.
and an unbelievable building. They were relishing the opportunity, thrilled to be in the playoffs, but they felt like they could beat, not only play with the Lakers, they felt like they could beat the Lakers.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And the Lakers have possession. And laid in. Nice play. Kobe's got his third basket of the night.
When you can make adjustments to the shot in mid-air and midstream and still knock it down, you know you're flowing.
Here's Scola. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry.
That's unselfish team basketball right there, Kevin.
And here's Los Angeles. Here's Kobe. He has 6. Covered by Lee. Just 5 on the clock. A nice shot by Gasol.
That's the way to manufacture your shot against the taller defender. Solid effort.
Backing down is Young. With 4 seconds on the clock. Lee, that's good. And we're now all tied up at 17. Barnes with it. That will count. And that's not going to count. Game in Los Angeles. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
Tune in this Halloween. Monte Ellis and the Golden State Warriors take on Kobe Bryant and the LA Lakers next Sunday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific.
And it's been a tight game as the second quarter gets going. And it's the Lakers ball. Next up for them is going to be the Suns. That'll be at the U.S. Airways Center. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. So with Kobe sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. They've got Matt Barnes. Steve Blake is out there with Brown. Then it's Odom and Ratliff. Here's Buttinger. Yao. Guarded by Odom. Calls the foul. He'll get a trip to the line. Lamar Odom picks one up. Well, Clark, the Rockets on the outside looking in at the end of last season.
Yeah, Kevin, but they were still plenty competitive. I mean, 28 and 24 against the tough Western Conference opponents. They found ways to win a lot of close games.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
You know, Phil Jackson has the most championships in NBA history when you add in the 2 he won playing for the New York Knicks. Nobody saw his coaching career coming when he was a player, but he's one of the all-time best.
Here's Blake. Lets loose for 3. Gets the bucket. Brooks with it. And here's Buttinger. The dump off. Denied it. And Clark Jackson, widely considered one of the greatest coaches in the history of the game, the best playoff winning percentage of all time.
You know, Kevin, some will say he had great teams and great players, and that's a given. But oftentimes, I think those players and teams are the hardest to be successful with because the expectations are so great.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, despite winning 2 consecutive championships, the Lakers couldn't rest on their laurels this offseason. A big move for them was signing the point guard Steve Blake. Blake's a solid and dependable vet, a gritty defender, a shooter, and most importantly has a high basketball IQ. The Lakers feel he's a great fit for the triangle with good toughness to withstand the playoff pressure that will certainly accompany his time here with the Lakers. Guys, back to you.
Seems like a good fit. Thanks, Doris. Here is Brooks. Lamar Odom picking up that last basket. On the basket by Yao.
His height is really an advantage on that medium-range jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time.
Scott felt Chase Buttinger didn't dominate the way he should have, Clark, at Arizona, and his stock fell in last year's draft.
You know, it's always interesting to see how guys are drafted higher than they should be and how some guys are drafted lower than they should be. But the great thing about the NBA is you can prove where you belong. Once you're drafted, it's now about taking advantage of that opportunity. But I think Buttinger is one of those guys who has shown he's athletic and his effort and assertiveness have been NBA caliber. He's got a bright future.
Here's Brown. 6-point game. That's good. And the Lakers lead by 8.
That's a good look. Very nice.
Now a timeout called by Houston. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. The Rockets also changing it up. Brad Miller, he's checked in for Yao. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Shane Battier subbed in for Chase Buttinger. Here's Brooks. 5 points in the game. Miller outside. Can't take the ball from downtown. And it's the Lakers' ball. Big run right now going for him. And he puts it down with authority. Slam can for another angle.
They're on an absolute tear here. Can't get hotter than this.
Here is Brooks. 2:26 left in the second. Another miss by Houston. Outside, Kobe. Again, the Lakers.
This is domination on both sides of the court. They're taking over.
Rockets on offense. A 12-point game. The question last year, at least one of the questions was, would the Lakers, Clark, still be as successful with swapping out our test? for Trevor Ariza.
And that's a legitimate question because you never know how the dynamics of a team change when you change personnel.
Right.
So clearly it was something that was going to be a work in progress. It remained to be seen, but I think the play of the Lakers in postseason kind of answered that. Ron brought an element of toughness and physicality. Now, he can be a little wayward and a little bit of he can be a little wayward with some of his decisions, but typically he overcomes that with his effort and his tenacity and his versatility, I think, at the defensive end of the floor.
And an overguy for a younger, promising rising player like Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, and in the context of the makeup of the Lakers team, I felt Phil Jackson and the coaching staff and the organization and his teammates felt that this would be a good added piece, and so far that's been very.
And he nails the triple. Kobe's got 11 points.
That's a good job going right back at him with the three of their own.
Brooks gets to Daddier. Shoots from the corner. Kept alive.
Come on, we need to get the board.
Three-pointer, Martin, and another three for Houston.
There he goes. He didn't get a three in the first, but starting to look for it here.
And thinking of those changes with Artest, I suppose you can also say that both Artest and Ariza are so talented it doesn't matter which is in there since they have such vast skill sets.
You know what? You can go both ways on that. Yes and no, because they are different players. It does change the dynamic of the team. I think Ariza was a consistent three-point threat as well as being an active, energetic defender. Ron has been a little more streaky at the three-point. But the physicality and the toughness, there's an intimidation factor, I think, that Ron brings to the court that very few other players can bring. Nobody wants to deal with being guarded by a test over the course of a ball game because he's frustrating, he's physical, and he relishes trying to get you off your game.
Here's Kobe after Luis Scola scored. And Bynum backing in, raises up. Shot misses. And the Rockets going the other way now. They can look forward to the Oracle Arena after this game to match up against Golden State. That will conclude their brief two-game road trip. And the basket by Scola.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Well, there's the shot. That's good. Gasol's got 9 points. And here comes Brooks. 3 points for him. From downtown. Scooped up. Another shot. A piece of it. They retain possession.
He's really struggled to get into any kind of comfortable flow here. 0 points this quarter, but he really doesn't look like himself out there.
That'll do it for the first half.
Well, how about Kobe in this one? He has 15 points and also a block shot. That's a first half he can be proud of.
Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
And it's been a great game out in Los Angeles. Thanks for joining us for the HP Shot Report. The Lakers are looking good at the midway point. An explosion of scoring so far. This team has been unstoppable. A superstar displayed by Kobe Bryant. He's got 15 points and he's added a couple assists in this one too. A scrappy effort by Houston. They're looking for a win to get over 500. Every team wants to have a winning record. Luis Scola certainly playing well so far. He's got 8 points, added 3 rebounds as well. Some great plays from these two through the first two, and both lead their sides in scoring tonight. And that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for watching. Let's send you back out to Kevin and Clark for the second half.
Now the second half about to begin in just a moment. Lakers leading by 8. Clark, you think about this Rockets team. They worked to play a more up-tempo style without Yao last year, and with their smaller front court, they really emphasize running out for layups and corner threes.
And without the big guy in the lineup, that team had to make adjustments, and to their credit, they did, and did so effectively.
Checking out the group for Rick Edelman to start the second half. Brooks and Martin manning the back. Luis Scola at the power forward, and Big Yao Ming in the middle, and Battier. Rockets on D, following the miss by Kobe Bryant. Fouled, and he was real close to getting the three-point opportunity. He'll go to the line for two.
Tough interior defense means not allowing easy baskets. Good foul.
The first one falls. So Clark with that up-tempo look. How does that affect the team now when Yao comes back in the fold?
Well, that's always interesting when you think about a presence like Yao and how much he can do inside. You still got to play through him, but I think they'll blend running when appropriate and making sure they take advantage of Yao when he's on the floor as well.
Questions on Ron Artest and how he was going to fit in with the Lakers. I think their deep playoff run answered those questions.
I echo those sentiments, Mark. I mean, he came in and immediately found his role of being a defensive stopper. Took him a little longer to find a comfort level offensively.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, as you know, the Rockets were without their two best players last season in Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady and still managed to collect a winning record. How did they overcome so much adversity? Role players stepped up to the challenge. Said Shane Battier, we've had lots of success because we play hard every night. And in this league, sometimes that's half the battle. Guys, the Rockets, always a scrappy team. Their effort has never been questioned.
All right, thank you, Doris.
You know, I love the way the Rockets play basketball and really hope they can get through just one season injury-free. That would be fun to see.
And with Artest asked around the Lakers locker room, they love having him there.
Why wouldn't they? He's a physical presence. All he wants to do is win, and he competes and plays hard every time he steps between the lines. That's the kind of teammate you want.
Here's Fisher. Yao Ming picking up that last basket. Now Fisher. 5 points in the game. Brooks covering. Here's Gasol with the fourth.
Double team. That's your only hope.
Rockets trail by 6. Scola up top, defended by Gasol. They recover it. Scola, Martin the pass to Scola.
Despite his play, which has been stellar, they still find themselves on the short end of the scoreboard here. Someone else is going to have to help him out and step up.
Now here's Kobe. He's got 15. Outside for Artest. Picked up by Battier. Behind the arc. And it's Kobe missing. And here are the Rockets. Trailing by 4. And Battier backing in. And a foul on the shot. He'll go for the strike for 2. Seems like I say this every year, but how underrated is Shane Battier as a defender?
You know what, Kevin? It never seems like he gets enough credit for his defense. But ask any player in the NBA, and they'll tell you Shane is the last player they want to see in their face.
For the Rockets, Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Martin, and it's Lowry in for Aaron Brooks. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Fisher. He has 5. Lakers are a good defensive team last year. Clark holding their opponents to just 33% shooting from beyond the arc, and they're shooting good shots. The great equalizer. Yeah, that kind of three-point defense speaks volume.
It really does, and that led the league in that particular. Kevin. Teams that relied heavily on the three ball really struggled against the Lakers, and I think part of that was the length. The Lakers able to get out and challenge that three-point line, and everybody is conscious of making that a key part of what they do defensively.
That's a good point. Here's our test. Following the score by Houston.
Shoot that, all you!
And here's Fisher. Shot clock at 3. Buries it from G. 8 points for him.
Anyone who leaves this guy alone deep is beyond me.
And the Lakers defense, Clark, with their personnel, it isn't hard to see why they were so successful at that. We talked about length. It's length. It's knowing the defensive rotations and filling in when you need to fill in.
Exactly. Everybody helping one another, recognizing what you're trying to do in your game. We're going to make it tough for other teams to beat us from the three-point line. That means everybody's got to rotate. Everybody has to challenge shot. So it's a recognition, and then it's putting forth the effort to get those hands up on three-point shooting.
And here's Fisher. Shane Battier getting his 3 to go. And the bucket is good. Now he'll get a trip to the stripe. A three-point play opportunity. Houston making some changes. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Scope. Patterson comes in for Shane Battier. And it's Martin in for Courtney Lee. No good, and they don't get the three-point play. Rockets trail by 6. Here is Lowry. No points for him.
Shoot it!
The shot by Yao. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
Kobe dishes to Odom. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Odom's got his second bucket of the night.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. Placed that pass perfect.
Stuffed in, and he's fouled. Opportunity for a three-point play.
There's no stopping him when he gets to the basket like that. If you can't foul him in time, just get out of the way.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Matt Barnes is checked in for our test. Loud comes in for Kobe. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Derek Fisher. Nice job at the line. That one falls to pick up the and one. Here's Brown. 33 seconds left in the third. On the corner, and the Lakers check on 2 more.
Yeah, both teams have ramped it up here in the second half.
Rockets trail by 5. Patterson with it. Here's Yao on the mark from 16 feet out. Yao's got 21.
My goodness, it seems like he's got every point this quarter. Just an amazing job helping to cut into this lead.
Blake for 3. It takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds. Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. Taking a look at the Lakers, team with outstanding rebounders, number 2 in the league.
There's not a whole lot to complain about with these numbers. I mean, they made a commitment to rebounding last year, and it was obvious. It showed on a consistent basis. They put great effort into rebounding the ball last season.
And so this one is tightly contested as we end the third. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, not flashy numbers, but his presence has definitely been felt out there. It's the little things, Kevin. He's getting them done.
And we'll get back to the action right after this.
October 31st, this Halloween. Tune in or be scared. Darren Williams and the Utah Jazz go up against Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. A battle in the Northwest. It's the real deal.
So as we get rolling here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark. Doris, take it away.
Stretched by the Lakers that garners the Sprite Spark today. They continue to pad this margin. They're powering their way to the finish line here in the fourth quarter, guys.
Great, Doris. That big scoring run being a difference maker, Clark, in this game.
Well, it often comes in spurts, Kevin. Spurtability is what I call it, and that's what happened today. They're trying to stir things up, to make something happen. They've switched their D to full court press.
Rockets trail by 3. This is Phil Jackson's lineup. Odom plays the 4 with Bynum at the center. Vujacic is out there with Derek Fisher and Barnes.
Explosive offense. These two teams have been going at each other this entire game. I see him.
Miller against Bynum. And Fisher kicks to Barnes. He's guarded by Battier, but he stays with it. Here's Vujacic. He goes up again. It's a little short, but gets the three and roll. And the Lakers lead by 3. Brooks against Fisher. Battier. Patterson. Covered by Barnes. Back on the way up. And he'll get 2 shots at the line. And the foul called on the Los Angeles Lakers. And the first one at the line is good. Second free throw, no good.
Well, they split his free throws, but if they can get a stop here, they've still got a chance.
Now Fisher. It's dumped off. Here's Bynum. The 3 won't fall.
I really don't know what to say. Maybe he was just too wide open.
From deep, Brooks. Shot is off. And the Lakers go with it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's Barnes. Bullseye. Barnes has got his first 2 points of the night. Here is Brooks. Takes it up. Battier's shot.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
Here's Fisher. About 3.5 minutes left to the 4th. Again, the Lakers. Here's Brooks. He's covered by Fisher. Patterson with it. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. They'll be facing the Denver Nuggets. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
Shooting for Houston. Patterson. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
You can see the difference here in the second half, and it's a big difference as far as their intentions on taking that ball inside. They're getting to the paint and drawing fouls at a much higher rate than they did in the first half.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Pau Gasol is checked in for Odom. Artest comes in for Matt Barnes. And Kobe is subbed in for Sasha Vujacic. The Rockets making a switch here. Patterson gets the whistle for blocking. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, it can be awfully hard to stay in front of guys at this rate. He tried his best, but still got hit with the foul.
Baseline jumper, and there's another one for the Lakers. Here is Brooks. 2:57 left in the game. He's covered by Fisher. Pulls up. High post. Brooks with the bucket.
This is what happens when the defense lags. Wrong guy to give an opening to.
The Lakers in the lead. Here's Gasol. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist.
Right now, he's just too good, Kevin. Way too good. They need to bring a second defender and try to make him give up the ball.
Here's Miller. Can't get it to go. And it's the Lakers taking it the other way.
The defense hasn't let him get too many clean looks in this game. He's having trouble getting it done at the offensive end here, and I think you got to credit the defense. And that's great court vision, Kevin. Even when he was about to shoot, he was still able to spot the open man.
Again, missed by Brooks.
Well, he faded away on it for no good reason. He shouldn't have made that shot harder than it had to be.
Battier gets called for blocking. That's foul number 2 for him. For the Rockets, Yao checked in for Miller. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Martin in for Courtney Lee. Here's our test. Baseline J, and there's another one for the Lakers.
He got that one, but he hasn't been producing the way we're accustomed to. He needs to look for a shot a bit more.
Timeout call for Rockets. They're losing by 8. 1:57 left in the fourth. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin. Well, Rick Adelman had some advice for his team over that last break. He was warning them, saying, we're giving up too many easy threes out there. We've got to play tighter defense and close out better on shooters. They're killing us from long range. Will they step up now, Kevin?
Tremendous output from Yao. 22 points and also a block shot. There's been no let-up from him defensively or offensively. Excellent concentration at the line there, Kevin. Puts that margin to within reach.
Fisher goes up, gets it to the ball. Here's Brooks. It's not an insurmountable deficit. They've got time on their side.
Yeah, don't worry about the scoreboard here. Just make the most of each possession. Don't have any empty tricks. That's really a terrific look inside. Set him up beautiful.
Lakers leading by 6. Here's Kobe. Puts the hammer down.
He hung on the rim just to say, you realize this is my basket, don't you?
That was a nice finishing touch.
You think he bent the rim there, guy? Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Here's Fisher. Leads him with the pass. Gasol. It's good.
No vision on display there. The pass led him perfectly to the basket. That's how you do it.
He's trailed by 8. Back to Scola. And great assist as he lays that one in.
Beautiful, beautiful pass. Well executed there.
Here's Kobe. 1:12 left in the game. Sensational block.
We're under a minute. It's not looking very good for them right now.
Martin. Great finish in traffic.
It takes a lot of skill and agility to lay it in with the defense right on you. That's a terrific finish.
It stays here. Rockets with the turnover. Less than 1 minute left. Here's Brooks. Again, the Rockets score.
Oh, that's much in the cut. They needed that one, Kev.
To our test. For 3. It's good. And it's Kobe with the assist.
He's a streaky shooter. When he gets it going, he can put points on the board in a real hurry.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by 5. 45 seconds left to the fourth. Here's Martin. Shot no good. And the Lakers go with it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And so there's the intentional foul. The Lakers with an excellent chance to put the nail in the coffin. From the left block, Kobe, no luck. And here are the Rockets. It's a 5-point game.
You should leave those long bomb passes alone.
Sinks the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. He's perfect from the line, and it's a 7-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. He drained them all to raise the lead. Less than a minute remaining now. Looks like this one's all but done, Kev.
Here's Scola. Drains the easy jump.
Nice speed. That's the way to keep the ball moving.
And the Lakers have possession. Leading by 5. Stolen by Martin. Back to Brooks. From deep 3-point range, from way back.
He's just so front. Here's a guy you want on your side with the game on the line, Kevin.
Here's Kobe. And there's the foul to stop the clock.
That's the right move. Stop the clock. I hope they make a mistake you can take advantage of.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Two for two, and it's a 4-point ballgame.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
Timeout call for Rockets. They're behind by 4. 3 seconds left in the game. Clark, what are your thoughts?
It's probably going to take a miracle, but you never know. They have to score immediately, foul on the inbound, and then pray for some missed free throws at the other end. Boy, the defense broke down right there. You can't lose track of the three-point shooting.
And so they will intentionally foul it.
They had the foul. He's the last guy you want to put on the line. He doesn't miss often.
It's the first. That'll put them up by 2. It's a 3-point ball game.
Taking full advantage of the charity stripe here. Margin to 3.
And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
You know, nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight games.
Now it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant.
Okay, so what a close game here in LA as the Lakers beat the Rockets by 3, 92-89. Let's check out for the box stats here for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant got 25 points, Paul Gasol 15, Derek Fisher 14, Ron Artest 11, Andrew Bynum 8, and the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers. On the other hand, for the Houston Rockets, Yao Ming got 25, Luis Scola 16, Aaron Brooks 15, Kevin Martin 12, Shane Battier 11, and the rest of the Houston Rockets. What a wire-to-wire win here. The Rockets trying a furious comeback but fell short. And they take out the win here over the Rockets team. Let's check out some updating tonight. Alright, so it's time to start here. Alright, here's the next game. Next game for the schedule on October 27. How many games is there tonight? So 13 NBA games for the opening game. So the opening tip-off here, we got the Celtics, Cavaliers, Pistons, Nets, Heat, Sixers, Knicks, Raptors, Hawks, Grizzlies, Kings, Timberwolves, Bucks, Hornets. Our first matchup featuring Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls take on Kevin Durant of the Oklahoma City Thunder, Utah Jazz, Denver Nuggets, Charlotte Bobcats, Dallas Mavericks, Indiana Pacers, San Antonio Spurs, Houston Rockets, Golden State Warriors, and our second game, the nightcap featuring Greg Oden and Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge of the Portland Trail Blazers to take on Blake Griffin, make their 2011 NBA season debut. Last season, Blake Griffin did not play in 2009-10 because of injuries, because he didn't play in 2019 season. So Blake Griffin will make it long away to make their NBA debut in 2011 as the Trail Blazers take on the Clippers. So let's check out some updates. See, the Clippers are Baron Davis, Chris Kaman, and Blake Griffin. So the rookie Blake Griffin and along with DeAndre Jordan, the Lopsy is not yet so weak. And how about the Bulls? Let's see the Blazers. He has Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Greg Oden. Let's check out how about the Bulls. Derrick Rose have 85, Boozer, and the Thunder, they have Kevin Durant has 91 points. Alright. So time to start this off for the first matchup and skip from Celtics Cavaliers to Milwaukee New Orleans Hornets. Alright, first one, the Celtics and the Cavaliers. We got the Celtics defeat the Cavs 96-86. Jamison 23, Williams 22, Rondo 17, Robinson 13, Pierce 13, O'Neal 12, and Perkins 11. Let's see, did a double-double? No, he has Rondo 8 assists. Pistons and the Nets will win this game. Devin Harris 15, Williams had double-double, 14 points and 10 rebounds. Lopez got 13 and 9, Outlaw 12, Morrow 11, Murphy 10, and the rest of New Jersey. On the other hand, for Detroit, Stocky 14, Hamilton 13, Prince 10, Bynum 9, and Gordon 7, and the rest of Detroit. Next, we got the Miami and Philadelphia, and Miami win by 4 in a tight game. Evan Turner got 18 points, 9 rebounds. Brand 17 and 14, and Holiday 12. Lou Williams, Iguodala 9, Spades 8, and Hose 7 in the rest of the Philadelphia. On the other hand, Miami, there's 2 double-doubles here. LeBron James got 26, 11, and Chris Bosh 18 and 10. Dwayne Wade 20, Ilgauskas 14, Mike Miller 12, Chalmers 6, and the rest of the Miami Heat team. Knicks and the Raptors, and the Knicks win by 8, 107-99. Barbosa 27, Kilza 18, Bargani they had 13 rebounds, 11 assists, 11 points. Jack 10, Johnson 9, and the rest of them Toronto. And the other hand for the New York Knicks, Marty Steinmeier getting performance, 31 points, 9 rebounds. Anthony Randolph 23, Felton 14 and 9, and 3 players of near double chance. Chandler at 8, and the rest of the New York Knicks. Atlanta Hawks and the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Memphis Grizzlies winning by 4 over the Hawks, 101-97. Rudy Gay got 24, Mike Conley 18, Marc Gasol 14 12, OJ Mayo 10, Tony Allen 9, Young got 7. That was a great and grind era begins there. Zach Randolph only have 5 points. That was good. And let's see the other hand for the Atlanta Hawks. John Johnson had 26 points. Josh Smith 24. Hal Offer 16 and 10. Williams 7 and 7, and the rest of the Atlanta Hawks. Kings and the Timberwolves. And Kings gaining a win over Minnesota. Flynn got 23, Brewer got 21, Kevin Love 11, Tolliver and Johnson had 8 points, Ellington and Rittenauer 7, and the rest of the Minnesota. And the other hand for Sacramento, Evans 24, Caspi 22, Landry 18, Udrid 16 and 10, Cousins 7, and the rest of the Sacramento. And last but not least, the Bucks and the Hornets. And the Hornets hold on by 1 point over the Bucks, down to the wire in the close one by 1 point in the closeless. Chris Paul 22 points, Marcus Thornton 20, Trevor Ariza 18, David West 17, Peja Stojakovic 9, and the rest of New Orleans Hornets. And the other hand for Milwaukee, Corey McKay got 26, Samuels 19, Ilya Sovia got 10, Jennings 9, Delfino 7, and the rest of the Milwaukee Bucks. So now, let's see Sacramento Kings have an upcoming national TV schedule. Let's see Sacramento Kings. Let's have. Yeah, the television does have the national TV. They have a play with the Los Angeles Lakers. They end against the Clippers as well. On the other side, we see the game here. What's the upcoming? What is happening? And it just a reminder on December 29th. That was a great victory when Tyreke Evans with a full court, half court shot at the buzzer. That was the craziest ever. And they are also against the Nuggets. They only played 3 national television appearances for Washington. For Washington, they had another television. You had the Magic, Hawks. There are only 2 appearances. There are only 2 appearances in the national TV schedule. So that's why it told me John Wall, because of John Wall era, it's gonna become a good game here. John Wall make their debut against the Magic. So right, it's time to quickly wrap things up here for the season, for the opening night. So the Lakers beat the Rockets 92-89. And time to quit game now, and time to take care of business, and that'll do it for now. This is Andre Genshin. Here's the upcoming schedule. First matchup is gonna be Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, along with Carlos Boozer of the Chicago Bulls, take on Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder. This was the young MVP Derrick Rose. It's gonna be a great feeling it with Derrick Rose and a rampage, because the youngest MVP history in the NBA. And followed by his second game will be a matchup features Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Greg Oden of the Portland Trail Blazers take on Blake Griffin, Baron Davis, and I don't know, might be Chris Kaman of the Los Angeles Clippers. You see the Clippers are the classic jersey, and he does have because of last season there is the new Clipper jersey that's a reveal. So time to take care of business, guys, and that's to do it for now. This is Andre Genshin. As we all know, yesterday the NFL Thanksgiving, the Jordan Love, the Green Bay Packers take down Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions. They complete their sweep. This is like in the 2023 they meet at Thanksgiving. Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys crush Patrick Mahomes with Kansas City Chiefs in a close one, 31-28. NBC, that was the Ravens, no match by the Bengals. That's Joe Burrow take down Lamar Jackson. And you know earlier what is the Chicago Bears defeat the Philadelphia Eagles. Caleb Williams getting dominated over Jalen Hurts, 9-point win, so the Bears will stun the Eagles. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Genshin. We reach now 1 hour, guys. So got said, time to take care of business and say so long as the Lakers beat the Rockets 92-89. We'll see you next week or might be continue if it's if no class for school. Alright. Take care and peace out. Good night. We'll see you next week, or it might be earlier on Monday or Wednesday. Take care and peace. And I'll see you tomorrow for the episode 4 of the NBA 2K14 Random Team Style. Peace.